I'm Bob Terry, and thanks for joining us for another free episode here online of the Shotgun Slade Western television show starring Scott Brady. This is more of an adult type Western. It's a fine Western for the family, but it's a more grown-up type Western than a lot of the Westerns that were going on at the time. So you grown-ups may enjoy it a little bit more than, some of what's considered the kiddie Westerns. But the Shotgun Slade show is brought to you here free by Wild West Toys. And you can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com. And remember, if you're looking for hundreds of free Western television shows here on the internet that you can watch pretty well anywhere you go, come and see us at www.westernsontheweb.com. Now here comes Shotgun Slade. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you after the show.
The town of Gold Run, Dakota Territory, was owned outright by the Gold Run Mining Company. Even the local lawmen were paid by the company. But that hadn't stopped the loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars in ore from the mine. The company officials knew it was the old crime of high grading, stealing high-grade ore out of someone else's mine. But they didn't know who was doing it or how it was done. That's why I was hired by the company's eastern headquarters. My name's Slade. I'm a private detective. I put in a lot of work on the case before I rode into Gold Run. I had a careful plan in mind.
Take two.
That's your bet, Benton.
10.
And I'll see that and raise you 10.
Call.
Full house. 3 aces and 2 queens. On the other hand, deal.
Those aces sure are living with you today.
Sure are, all right. Annie.
Miss Deal.
What are you talking about?
You just dealt that card off at the bottom. What is it, another ace?
Get the sheriff.
Started it.
This is a quiet town, mister. We know how to take care of troublemakers.
Hold it.
What's going on? He started a fight. I was just finishing it. What are you doing in Gold Run?
Looking for a job in the mine.
The town is part of the mine. I run them both. You'll learn that fast. Want me to lock him up, Mr. Douglas? No. If he starts any more trouble, carry out my orders. We want no riffraff in Gold Run.
That's my money.
I want it.
Stealing from the bottom. Hold it. He's just as crooked as it's stealing. I've seen him before, and I'll bet you any odds his name ain't Mason.
How about it, mister? What is your name?
Mason. Joe Mason.
You ever been in Deadwood?
No.
He's lying, Sheriff. That's where I seen him. It wasn't more than a year ago.
I've never been in Deadwood in my life.
I tell you, his name ain't Mason. And that's where I saw him. I'll think of his name. Just give me time.
Maybe it was state prison where you both served time, huh, Mr. Benton?
I know his name ain't Mason.
He had $50 when he started, Mr. Douglas.
This ain't over yet, mister.
You better think hard, Benton. He's wanted by the law. We want to know about it.
You can take my word for it. It'll come to me.
Meantime, watch your step. This all his? He looks like a pretty tough customer.
Who is it? Come in.
It's all right. Somebody was following me, but I lost him.
Good.
Was it convincing?
Oh, very. Hey, Sheriff Sloan know anything about me yet?
Well, that phony reward poster was sent to his office a few days back. Your description matches a gunman, card sharp ex-convict called Joe Manners perfectly. If the sheriff was honest, you'd wind up in jail.
Do you think I will?
Nah. He's not actually a lawman at all. The mining company hired him. They made a mistake.
You think he and his deputies are part of the high graders, huh?
Oh, they must be. 40 to 100 ton of high-grade ore disappear every month from the Gold Run mine. How? Where does it go? Who takes it? This is my first case, Mr. Slade. I guess I haven't made much of a showing for a deputy U.S. Marshal. But I'm sure the sheriff and his men are in on the deal. And that saloon keeper Hartley. And half of the company employees as well.
Is there anyone we can trust in this town?
Yeah, there's one. A man named Ward.
Ward?
Yeah. He's a private investigator for the insurance company. I don't know if anyone's on to him yet or not. He's managed to work his way into the bookkeeping end of it.
What about this general manager, Douglas?
I don't know.
Anybody on to you yet?
They didn't to begin with, but I'm not so sure now. They've been watching every move I make.
I think you better pull out. I'll make it look like I ran you out of town.
You're gonna need some help.
If I get into trouble, I'll go to Ward. Matter of fact, I think you better pull out right now. Come on. Okay. Good luck, Benton.
Good luck, Slade.
Next morning, I headed for the company's offices to try and get a job in the mines. The sheriff interfered, but not in the way that I had expected.
Just a minute, Manners.
My name's Mason, Joe Mason.
I know otherwise, Manners. Check that gun. Do you always carry an over and under?
That's right.
So does Joe Manners.
I've got identification.
What?
Letters.
Joe Mason, Sioux Falls, Dakota Territory. You write them yourself?
You tell me.
I think you did.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Nothing I can't learn from a reward poster. Watch your step, Mr. Mason.
The work application was routine. I wrote that I was a miner with 12 years' experience. After checking my name, the clerk handed me an envelope. He said someone had left for me. I remembered who you are. Take trail to the Lost Bonanza mine about noon. Bring $500 or I'll talk. Signed, Benton. Whoever planted the phony message believed I was Joe Manners, a gunman. But I wondered why someone wanted me out on that trail. Then I remembered the sheriff handling my shotgun. One of the two shells had been replaced with an empty one. The pattern of the puzzle was taking shape. Benton said he was leaving town. I hoped he had. I didn't like the thought that was in my mind. But as Joe Manners, I had to follow the instructions in the note. Finding the trail to the lost Bonanza mine was no problem. The place was well known to everyone in Gold Run. It belonged to a character known as Bonanza Jake. Whoever wrote that message couldn't have picked the loneliest spot for a meeting. It made me more certain of what I was going to find on the trail ahead.
Better not try to use your gun. Drop it.
Sounds like you want to take me alive, Hartley. Well, I won't argue. Oh, you can tell your man there that he won't find that empty shell that Sheriff Sloan planted. I already took care of that.
What do you mean?
You and Sloan would like to frame me for this murder, wouldn't you?
You're the only one who has any reason to want him dead.
Am I?
Sure, you had a knockdown fight with him. That's one reason.
But not enough.
There's more. You're Joe Manners. The sheriff has a reward poster to prove it. This man you murdered was a detective. Benton here remembered you from Deadwood. So you killed him to shut him up.
You know I didn't kill Benton.
Well, I'll think you did if I tell what I know.
What do you want, Hartley?
We'll talk back at my office. Don't worry about him. The sheriff won't hear about it unless perhaps our talk is not to your agreement. After you.
Let me get this thing straight, Hartley. You're willing to pay me $500 and say nothing to the sheriff about Benton if I kill a man for you. And if I don't, you'll charge me with murdering Benton. Is that right?
That's right. It's an easy choice. What?
All right, Hartley. Who is he?
He works for the company as a bookkeeper. He and Benton were working together. His name is Ward.
Ward, huh? And where do I find him?
He's in my place every day. After work.
According to Benton, the only man I could trust was Ward. Now I was supposed to kill him. Can't beat that. Your deal.
And you're asking for it.
Well, I gotta win the hand sometime, you know.
That's Ward over there playing cards with that old man, Bonanza Jake.
Any connection with Ward?
No. Spends a lot of time around here telling how he's going to hit a rich again. Ward's been friendly with him because he thinks the old man knows something.
Well, maybe he does.
Whatever old Jake says, I wouldn't take stock in. He had a vein, a surface vein, at his mine years ago. Petered out, and he's been digging around there ever since. Won't give up.
Mm-hmm. Check.
A little bit, 5 and 10 more.
I'm out.
I ain't got a thing. Ain't nothing to it if your thickness correct.
How about another hand?
Oh, not today, son. I gotta get back to my diggings. I spend too much time fooling around civilization as it is. It's mighty pleasant, but it's a warping of the mind. I can't afford to go soft, you know, while there's water to be done. I see you, bub.
Good luck. Yeah, I'll take you on, mister.
Thanks, gotta be gone.
Benton's dead. I've got to talk to you.
Oh. I'm in room 17 at the hotel. Thanks. Maybe some other time, mister.
They're on to you, Ward.
How do you know?
Hartley just hired me to kill you. You better disappear, and I'll try to convince him I dropped your body down a mine shaft.
I just had a few more days.
You're lucky if you get a few more hours. I told you they killed Benton this morning.
Do you know who did it?
Hartley and Sheriff Sloan. They're both in this thing up to their necks.
Which one of them do you think runs the organization?
Either one of them. I think they're both hired men. Oh, there's someone bigger than them behind this.
Any ideas?
What do you know about this general manager, Douglas?
I've been checking on him for months. Haven't turned up a thing. Of course, the fact that the Eastern Office ordered this investigation without letting him know doesn't look good.
What, haven't you turned up anything at all?
The records have shown an average monthly loss of $10,000 in high-grade ore.
How are they getting it out of the mine?
Well, Benton figured that it was being taken between the mine and the smelter. He checked every man, every angle, didn't turn up a thing.
What do you figure?
I know that that ore is being stolen while it's still inside the mine. I can prove it by the company books.
Douglas know about this?
He came across the discrepancies about the same time I did.
What's he done about it?
Been wearing himself out trying to pin it down.
I'll have to get a look at those books tonight.
All right. I made a duplicate key to the office.
What time does everybody get out of there?
Make it 7 o'clock.
Fine. See you at 7.
Right. Here we are.
Ward's figures show that more ore was mined than ever reached the surface. There was no question that the ore was stolen from within the mine.
But how it happens, I have no idea.
Is that a map of the mine?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. Is this accurate?
Shows every working in the entire mine.
Tell me, is there any possibility that another way out has been dug through this upper level here?
No. You run into solid rock at both ends. It'd take tons of powder to blast out of there. Most of the ore is being taken out down at this level now.
What's this?
Well, the company started to sink a shaft there, and they didn't find the ore, so it was abandoned.
Well, I think I want to take a look at this mine. And I want to see that Mr. Douglas.
Put the shotgun down easy, like.
You fool us, Manners, or whatever your name is.
I got a good name for detectives.
That's right. Burglars. They broke in. We caught them. They tried to run.
Ward? Ward?
Put that gun down.
I told Douglas who I was, what had happened to Benton and Ward, and how Hartley and the sheriff of the company's own town had tried to pin both murders on me. I also told him we still didn't know the identity of the force behind the high grading, but that Ward had narrowed the thefts down to an operation that worked from within the mine.
What else did Ward tell you?
That's about all of it, Mr. Douglas.
Oh, I know all that. I've been over every inch of that mine. Didn't learn a thing.
Who's in the mine now?
No one. We don't operate a night shift.
Mind if we take a look through it?
Oh. This is the end of the top level shaft. We ran into solid rock.
Uh-huh.
As far as we go, seen it all.
Uh-huh. But, what about this shaft here behind us? The map in the company office said...
We tried one deeper. We abandoned it a year ago.
Well, since we're here, let's check everything, Mr. Douglas, huh?
All right. Now, this is where we gave up. The assay showed too low a grade of ore to bother with.
How long since this tunnel's been worked?
About a year.
A year, huh? What's behind here?
Nothing, just timbers.
Look at these rails.
Yeah.
Look at that, they're shining. They've been used. And less than a year ago. Here's where your stolen ore goes, all right. Oh, the Gold Run mine has a back door. Douglas, I thought it was you shooting at me.
No. Back there.
Let's go, Pop. With his own mine a failure, Bonanza Jake became embittered when the Gold Run Company struck it rich, and only a few hundred feet from his mine. He'd extended his shaft far enough under the mountain to connect the two mines. The prospect of easy wealth brought him his partners. Hartley was dead, but Sloan confessed to the murders of Benton and Ward, and the entire organization was turned over to the U.S. Marshal.
Really hope you enjoyed the Shotgun Slade Western television show. Brought to you here on the internet by Wild West Toys, ToyGunTown.com website, and by Westerns on the web. Come on by and see us. Shop with us at Toy Gun Town, but come on by and see us at WesternsOnTheWeb.com. Hundreds of free Western television shows and movies. I'm Bob Terry. We hope to see you again on down the trail. Y'all have a great day. Up next is a kind of a different television show. It's called Shotgun Slade. The weapon's a little bit different, and the music is quite a bit different than most Westerns. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of Shotgun Slade, brought to you free by Wild West Toys. You can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com.
It's on the house. Everything goes tonight, boys. Yes, sirree.
Big Fir was a lumber town, built to strip the virgin forests of the Sierras. I had two reasons for being here, both $100 bills. The letter they'd been wrapped in had not been signed, but the message was clear. Somebody had gotten away with murder. Somebody else didn't want them to. I was supposed to meet that somebody here. My name's Slade, detective for hire. One beer, please.
Number 17, black. Precious.
Hiya.
Number 19, red.
Just get in, honey?
That's right, honey.
Want to try your luck?
You promise it'll be good?
I don't promise anything.
Number
I see.
24.
Everybody takes his chances, huh?
Everybody.
Well, that's fair enough. Oh, that's good. Shall we? Oh, you're gonna have to change this $100 bill for me.
13 black. Man's got to win sometime.
You will, honey. Now, you just keep playing, and I promise you'll win.
I better. You're going to be in trouble.
Stack of 50, please.
Mr. Jones, I have to break this for you. We don't get many $100 notes up here.
Well, where is he?
Right here.
Something wrong with it?
You'd know that better than I would. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 50.
Thank you.
Come on, 20, 22, 28, one of you.
20, 22, 28. Those were the numbers in the wire. She must be my contact.
001 of you. Just come on.
16, red.
I told you, but you had to be greedy. You had to break me so you'd get a bigger cut off this wheel.
No, honest, I don't have any...
You steered me over here and you talked me into plane when you knew I'd lose. Now go on, tell him. Tell everybody what you've done. Go on.
Oh, me.
This wheel's crooked and you know it.
Let's go.
What is this?
Big mouth. Wait a minute, wait.
Now you're going to be sorry you...
No, please, I never saw anybody move so fast, but... What's your name, mister?
Slade.
Slade. Oh. Rudy, you've been looking for somebody to fill that seat up there, and it looks like Slade here's got the talent for it.
I don't figure he's looking for work.
But you are, aren't you, mister?
Well, that all depends on what the job is. I mean, in a place like this, it could be almost anything.
Place like this gets troublemakers. We need somebody who isn't careful how he handles them.
And what's in it for me?
Room upstairs, food, drink, $300 a month.
When do I start?
You already have.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is it?
Slade.
I was beginning to think you'd refuse my invitation.
Well, Mr. Jones was showing me to my room.
The one at the end of the hall overlooking the street?
That's right.
Yeah. The weapon that killed my husband must have come from that window. We can talk back here.
Well, the next time I help get a man a job, I hope he's not as big as you are.
Mr. Slade, this is Henry Timmons. Oh, he's on our side. All the way. We staged that fight so you could get your job.
As soon as we saw your shotgun and your reaction to the numbers, we knew you were the man that Sally had sent for.
Well, this way, you see, you can keep your eye on your boss, Rudy Jones.
I see.
Sit down.
Thanks. So, now you think Jones killed your husband, huh?
Sally, there's no proof he's the killer. Sheriff couldn't find any evidence.
Well, what about my room? Who could have gotten in there?
Nobody but the people at the Square Chance.
There's an outside stairway from the hall to the alley.
That door was locked and bolted till the day after the Square Chance was opened.
And whoever did it must have gone upstairs from the Square Chance.
Which only leaves the three of them. Wilson the croupier, Jones, and that Chinese fellow, Willie Singh. Jones hired him to paint up the place, you know, and make it pretty, put in a lot of paintings and such.
Jones had the only real reason to want Claymore dead.
What kind of a reason?
Best kind, money.
Rudy Jones was nothing until he met my husband. Harvey made him rich. With these. Mechanical devices designed to separate the suckers from their money, and Harvey called them his inventions.
You'll find out he was a bigger cheat than Jones.
All right, he's dead. Let's forget it.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
Wait, please don't go. I mean, you'll see me tomorrow?
Sure. Taking my sister Grace on a picnic. You didn't forget.
No.
Pick you up about 10. Good night, Slade.
Good night. Looks like your husband believed that a man makes his own luck.
Huh? Oh, yeah. See, this little device, when it's installed in the leg of a roulette table, can make the roulette wheel do little tricks. This one was designed for the Wheel of Fortune. Now, if you play it right, you can make a fortune, providing you own the wheel.
Does Jones still use these gadgets?
Hmm.
I don't get it. I mean, why kill the goose that lays the golden eggs? Your husband was Jones's gold mine.
My husband was soft until he met me 2 years ago. Jones was running over him. I had to threaten to leave him before I had even asked Jones for a cut of the profits. And the day before he was murdered, I sent him in to ask for a larger slice. He came back with 2 $100 bills. Jones said it was a bonus.
That the money you sent me?
Mm-hmm.
You figured that Jones just got tired of paying off your husband, huh?
Sure of it.
What about Timmons? Where does he fit in?
Henry Timmons is a good man, and he's kind to me.
How long have you known him?
Since the first day I went to work at the Square Chance.
You in love with him, Mrs. Claymore?
Just get Jones, Slade. Make him pay for killing my husband.
Oh, don't worry. I will.
Welcome back.
Cool. Where'd you come from?
Next door. I discovered you wandering around the hall. You walked right past me and didn't even notice me. Had me worried.
You see anybody else up here?
Sorry. Oh, whoever did it could have found out you're a detective. Your papers, sir.
Well, now that you know, I suppose you'll tell Jones, huh?
Well, that depends.
On what?
Who you're working for.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you that, Peaches. It's a promise.
Promises are what get people into trouble.
I know, that's what I'm beginning to find out.
Well, what can you tell me?
Just that I'm trying to find the murderer of Harvey Claymore. Who do you think killed him?
Wilson, that double-dealing croupier.
And why Wilson?
Well, Jones was ready to make him a partner. Wilson and Jones had been together for several years, and Wilson had done a lot for him. Then Harvey showed up and started pushing Wilson out of the picture.
I've marked every $100 bill that's crossed my desk for years. Recognized it as the one I gave Claymore as soon as he handed it to me.
Well, who did Claymore give it to?
Who do you think? That driving, scheming female. She knows what kind of games I run. What's she trying to do, bringing a detective in here?
Whatever it is, I'd get pleasure out of stopping her.
Tomorrow night, after we close, pay her a call.
late the next afternoon, I was on my way back from the local sheriff's office when I saw Timmons, his sister Grace, and Sally returning from their picnic.
See, the mechanism comes down through the table leg and underneath the rug. Now, supposing there are too many chips on that number, all you got to do is step on the fix.
Like this?
Good. It's working again.
Well, I hope it stays that way.
As soon as you're ready, we'll open up.
All right, we'll try it again.
It wasn't easy to sit in this chair, the sheriff and I, knowing every game was rigged. But I made a deal with the sheriff. He'd wait 24 hours before closing up the place. I had 12 hours left to find the killer.
I see your boyfriend is hitting it pretty good over there.
28, black.
Yeah, I think he's got me just about where I want him. He's about ready to propose. I hope.
Good luck. I hear he's pretty good with an axe. Where'd he learn that?
Number 22.
Here in Big Fir. He used to work in a logging camp until his sister was, well, you know, until she took sick. Then he sold some of his property, and he just spends the rest of his time looking after her.
What's the matter with his sister?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Come on over to the house after you close up.
19 red. Number 22, black.
Excuse, please.
That's all for you, mister. Now, look, either move away or buy more chips.
What does your foot operate
I
under the
told
table?
you to move away.
But I am curious.
Look, I'm telling you to move away.
It is my right.
Hey, boss. This guy's calling me a crook.
Slade, let's get this troublemaker out of here.
No sooner said than done. Let's go.
I will go.
Not without our help, you won't.
Out you go, Dragon Lady.
All right, folks, this table's closed. Try your luck at the Wheel of Fortune.
That detective is waiting for evidence. He just had his nose rubbed in it.
Yeah. Could be he's going to tip off the sheriff. Tonight after we close, I'm moving all the fixers out of here.
I could have hit you right in the back if I had so wished, Mr. Slade.
Like Harvey Claremore?
You don't remember me, but perhaps you will remember this.
The sign of the Ip Sing Society. Sacramento, 3 years ago.
It will be desirable to speak in private.
My room's upstairs. End of the hall.
When the business of the night is concluded, I will present myself.
So you think we're allies, huh, Willie?
We are both seeking justice. I for many of my people who have lost homes, wages, to the men who now operate the Square Chance.
Where did this happen?
In Sacramento. As you know, many of my people live there. They are eager, trusting. Mr. Jones operated a similar gambling hall there. Until this evening, none of us were ever positive we were being cheated.
And now?
I have taken an oath.
To kill him? Willie, supposing I was to tell you that I want one of those men to stand trial for murder.
I would say you were mistaken.
Why?
Immediately after the murder, the sheriff came up here and examined all the rooms, found no one.
Couldn't the criminal have escaped before the sheriff got here?
No, Mr. Slade. I was painting the upper landing. No one went down those stairs. No one came through the hallway.
Maybe the axe was thrown from the building next door.
The sheriff examined the padlock on the building next door. It hadn't been touched for years.
Oh. Let's take a look around here.
Allow me. After all, my people invented these things.
I wish this told me who killed Claremore. But it doesn't. Not yet, anyway.
Surprise, Sal?
What are you doing here?
I came to teach you a lesson about detectives.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Slade, you hired him. Why? Because Jones wouldn't pay you the money that you thought he was supposed to pay your husband?
No, it wasn't
You're
anything.
lying. You...
No, please don't hit me again, please, Wilson. Don't hit me again.
Well, it's up to you, lady. What do I do with him?
Thought you were here to arrest Jones for rigging the roulette. Rudy Jones killed my husband. You or Jones, which one of you? Don't take him away from him. Get him out of my sight. Slade. What I was going to talk to you about, they can wait until the morning.
All right, mister, let's you and I go visit the sheriff. I didn't see Sally the next morning because I was out early asking some questions of the old-timers and doing some checking at the land title office. It was just noon when I rode out to Henry Timmons' ranch. Timmons! Timmons!
Honey? Oh, come on, this man's a friend of ours. You won't hurt him.
I'm sorry, I sure didn't mean to frighten her.
It's not your fault, Slade. She's frightened of all men, strangers especially.
I'll take her inside. Come on, honey, you come along with me.
Well, I managed it, Slade. I finally did. He was at the house this morning before breakfast, and he asked me to marry him.
That's just fine, Sally, fine.
Tonight's the last one I'll have to spend in a place like the Square Chance.
Tell me, Sally, do you know where your husband came from?
Well, he'd been kind of a drifter for years, you know, going from town to town, doing mechanical jobs, whatever he could find.
Did you know that he used to work here at the logging camp?
No.
5 years ago.
How do you know that?
Well, he left his signature in a couple of places. Seems he devised a mechanical saw. The lumberjacks were real grateful to him. They remember him.
Never said anything to me about it. You said a couple of places. Slade, what are you doing here?
Come on, Sally. Better hurry if we're going to see a preacher before that throwing contest starts.
Why don't you ask him, Sally?
Ask him. Oh, no, Slade, no.
Hey, what's the matter? You look like you're going to a funeral instead of a wedding.
What happened, Timmons? Didn't you know that Claymore was married when you threw that axe at him?
What?
Then after you killed him, you started feeling sorry for Sally, didn't you? You didn't want her to suffer for what Claymore did.
What are you talking about?
Your sister, and 5 years ago. And what Claymore did to your sister that made her what she is.
Tell him it isn't true. Tell him it's wrong.
No. No, Sally, he's right.
But it can't be. Oh, it can't be.
You were supposed to be after Jones. How'd you figure it was me?
Luck, mostly. And then I checked into who used to own the buildings at the Square Chances Inn. And the one next to it.
Then you found the passage. Oh, I'm sorry. I could end this by throwing it.
You do, you won't get a second chance.
I won't need it. Get his gun.
You better stay with Tim and sister. She's gonna need you. I'm gonna see the sheriff. I made a full report to the sheriff, telling him everything I knew about Claymore's killing. He had then raided the Square Chance, but hadn't found any of the fixes Jones had used to cheat the public. I wasn't too worried, because a man like Jones always gets his, sooner or later.
Enjoyed this episode of Shotgun Slade. And remember, it's brought to you free on the internet by Wild West Toys. And if you're looking for American-made Western toy cat guns, there's only one place to get them, and that's at Wild West Toys. And you can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com. I'm Bob Terry, and I hope to see you again on Down the Trail.